So the New England Patriots had another losing season, but they actually made a big stride and answered one of the biggest questions there is to answer, in that they have what they believe to be their franchise QB in Drake Maye. Obviously there is still a lot more he has to prove, he has a lot of growing to do, and new head coach Mike Vrabel is gonna try to figure out how to make this team click, but usually a lot of other rebuilding teams have to restart in the draft. The Patriots are actually in a spot where they can start building around their core, so I want to talk about what the Patriots should do in the upcoming draft. I want to talk about what areas of the team need improvement, what I saw in 2024, and then I want to talk about free agency and so much more. But before I begin, I would like to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Shake. The reality of sports gambling is that 93% of bettors lose money, but in this free to download app, you can challenge your friends, make predictions, and have a chance to win gift cards from major brands like Chipotle and Taco Bell, literally just from beating them and making correct picks. So stop losing your money on ridiculous parlays that we all know will never hit, and download Shake today using my QR code or link. I will list it at the top of my description, and I will pin a comment. And the link is playshake.app.link/SpencerP. Alright. So let's talk about where 2024 went wrong for the Patriots. So first off, even though the offense under Drake Maye did show a few glimpses of its potential throughout the season, the main problem was obvious. The offensive line just couldn't string together good games, and there clearly was no continuity. And then on top of that, they really lacked playmakers. Not one receiver reached 700 yards, and Stevenson did not get to 1,000 on the ground. And then while the defense wasn't as bad of a train wreck as the offense, the unit still did take a step back. They only managed to get 28 sacks the entire season, which was last in the league, and the Patriots just could not get off the field on third down. That really was where a lot of the downfall came early on in the season. I mean, when the offense is young and struggling, and then you allow the opponent to get a big back-breaking first down on third and long, that will really just psychologically take you out of a game. And we see it all the time in the teams that just seem to always be in rebuild mode. Obviously, the Patriots are not one of those teams. They are new to this rebuild thing, but I'm a Browns fan, and we are approaching 3 decades of rebuilding, and it's the same 2 or 3 principles that we fail at year after year. Another thing that got exposed last season that needs to be addressed is the lack of depth. Because injuries hit, guys like Christian Barmore, Jawan Bentley, David Andrews, and Jabril Peppers all missed stretches of time. And again, I really just think we are seeing the effect of a team coming off a dynasty and winning a ton of Super Bowls. There's really nothing wrong with it, it's completely normal, but you definitely want to bounce back quickly, and the Patriots are starting to get on the verge of where they need to make progress very soon. So let's look at the draft. With the QB position solidified for now, I think the Patriots need to look at the O-line and D-line, and there is one player that Mel Kiper in his recent mock draft had this team taking, and I think would be the perfect fit, and his name is Abdul Carter. Right now it's 50-50 if he will be available. I think the Cleveland Browns are eyeing him, but there's also Travis Hunter as well. So this really is kind of a win-win situation for the Patriots. I highly doubt Hunter would fall to 4, but if you could somehow get a guy that could contribute both offensively and defensively, man, that would be a major boost for what this team is trying to do, even though Travis is expected to mainly play defense. But really, they just need any talent they can get. It might even make sense to put Hunter at receiver if they get him. That could be the best fit. But the later rounds are where it gets interesting, because in round 2, one target I would be zeroing in on if I was drafting for this team would be Cameron Williams, an offensive tackle out of Texas. He's 21 years old, he's 6'5", he weighs 335 pounds, he is very raw, but I like what I see. There were times that he really flashed on tape, and again, at some point, the Patriots will need to draft an offensive lineman, so I thought there was no better opportunity than to grab a guy like this here if he's available. In the 3rd round, the Patriots have 2 selections, and this is the round where you gotta find a way to get a gem, because if you draft a guy like Hunter or Carter, and then you can add another gem to the defense, and you can sign a vet or 2, that could go a long way in completely turning around a unit in a very short amount of time, and it's how you start to build a culture. And 2 guys I like are Demetrius Knight, a linebacker out of USC, and Dylan Sampson, a name I'm sure a lot of you guys would recognize out of Tennessee. Obviously, it's almost impossible to predict anything past the 1st round, because some guys that you could have around 40 or 50 on your mock draft could end up falling to the 5th round, and some guys you could have had getting drafted in one of the later rounds could shock the world and go day 2. So I'm more making my assumptions based on positions of need. Now, in terms of free agency, trades, and all that stuff, I think the number one target right now is T. Higgins. And ultimately, getting him is just going to come down to how bad the front office wants him. Because I view him as a guy that wants to be paid. I think whoever gives him the highest offer is most likely the team that will end up getting him. And last season in Cincinnati, Higgins almost cracked 1,000 yards and had 10 touchdowns. And we all know how much the Bengals offense struggled at the beginning of the season. Right now, pretty much every single team is rumored to want to get him because that's how headlines work. And according to Pro Football Focus, he is projected to get around $112 million. That's definitely a lot of money, so ultimately, it's up to the Patriots front office if they want to look his direction or not. Number 2 is AJ Brown. Now this one might make you think I'm crazy, but look, Mike Vrabel still has a very strong relationship with Brown, and he's getting older. The number 4 pick in the draft is definitely too steep of an asset to give up, but I think a day 2 and a day 3 pick could maybe get the job done, or any other combination of picks and a player like that could probably maybe get something done as well. Right now, the Patriots have Javon Baker, Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, and Jalen Polk under contract for the 2025 season. That's a decent starting point for a wide receiving core, but ideally, the team would like to add 1 or 2 more difference makers. Next up, I have Deebo Samuel. Like Brown, he was a member of the 2019 NFL draft class. Patriots fans might not want to be reminded that N'Keal Harry was drafted over both players. Whoops. Samuel is not as productive or consistent as Brown at this point in his career, but he would also immediately become the Patriots' top pass catching option. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard receiving season since 2021, but Samuel still provides versatility as a pass catcher and ball carrier, which Josh McDaniels, who is now the offensive coordinator again, could have some fun with. A release doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility here, so sending a mid to late round pick should be able to get a deal done for Samuel. Finally, I have DK Metcalf. The Seahawks need cap relief and could choose to free it up by trading DK. He's another member of the 2019 NFL draft class who's still just 27 years old. Metcalf would fill a major need for the Patriots at the X receiver position and obviously would also immediately become their best pass catcher. He has an affordable salary of just $18 million, but would likely want an extension to come with any type of trade. The price tag for Metcalf would likely be less than what it would require for the Patriots to land Brown or Wilson, simply because of the Seahawks cap situation. And I don't know why, man, but I really could see Metcalf in a Patriots uniform. But yeah, those things right now are all just hypotheticals. There are so many directions the Patriots can go, but I really love the Mike Vrabel hire. I think he's going to instill a new culture into the locker room, and even if he doesn't get this team into contention, I really do think he's going to get them back on the right track. That's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see the Patriots do over these next few months, and if you made it to this point and enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world, and also let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.